think we may be live. Are we live yet? Are we live? Are we live yet? I think we may be live. Uh-oh, I think my music all went down. Let's try this again. There we go. Woo! Come on. Ah, it feels good to be back, family. Woo! Well, you don't waste your time with me, right? I'll share my world. Yeah, you're gonna waste your time with me. Waste your time with me. Honestly, open your eyes and see if you're gonna get things on your knees. Waste your time with me. You can have all the space, all that you need. It's no pressure. If you got time to close your eyes to get what you do. And you know that I'm afraid of shit. Beautiful, girl, just like this. You can find out me patient. Oh, I'm taking the same thing. Oh, you want the same thing. If you wanna waste your time, then waste your time, please. Alright, we're on Twitter. We're dealing with spiritual warfare, family. We're going to try to talk about, we're dealing with spiritual warfare. Maybe since TikTok is getting banned, they won't ban me on this show tonight. Talk about some spiritual wickedness. Black, hot, fire.
don't talk about tonight. The world being ruled by evil forces. We're having spiritual warfare, family. Everybody get up in here. From TikTok to Twitter or X, YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, the radio station. We on TV. Oh shit! Hold on, let me set my TV up. Wow, I almost forgot. Gotta set my TV up, family. Okay. About to put myself on TV. We live on TV. Shit. How about that, all the TV followers? Okay, we're on the radio, TV, everything else. Maybe since they're trying to ban TikTok, they won't be messing with me tonight. They're gonna ban it on Sunday and leave me alone. Let me go where I need to go. Because we're dealing with spiritual warfare. I get everything started. Move y'all. You guys see I got my Black Hot Fire Network here. You go to the link in any place you're at. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you at. Click that link. Go to the store and grab you some Black Hot Fire Network gear. It's much appreciated. You know, keeps the radio station going here and over in Africa. You know, we appreciate that. Get this party started in a minute, guys. Don't scroll, don't go nowhere. Just go get your popcorn. Let's just try to explain this spiritual war for everybody. Get some understanding of what's actually happening. Why is the world so evil? Why is the world so wicked? See, we can bring some understanding of what's going on. Wherever you find yourself, if you're on TikTok, tap that screen for me. If you're on YouTube, give me some likes. If you're on Rumble, give me some likes. BitChute, give me some likes. Like it up. If you're on Twitter, X, whatever it's called, like that up too. If you're on the TV, just stay patient. Just watch, sit back, and enjoy. Maybe if you uncomfortable shots will get fired tonight. Go get it. Black Hot Fire Network. Go cop this. See me over here. Click a link and go get this boy. Bad boy. Uh-oh. Damn. My damn shit went out. Oh, shit. Alright, 1, 2, 1, 2. Woo! Get my microphone right. Song in for a second. Woo! Baby, baby, baby. Come on, take that shit off. It's not bad. Give me a sec, guys. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. That's all fucking weird. Any good batteries? Let's go. Hope these batteries are halfway decent. It is me operating everything, so we gotta do what we gotta do. Oh, maybe it's new batteries. All right. I'm back. Checking my batteries, man. Woo! Grab chicken. Can't lose with you.
Welcome everybody, welcome to the Black Hot Fire Network.
This is the Black Hot Fire Network.
Black Hot Fire Network.
Black Hot Fire Network.
Black Hot Fire Network. Black Hot Fire Network.
Media of the 21st century.
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 As we dive into amazing conversations,
Get to discuss matters affecting African people, of the African history, and the African identity.
Trying to bring up Pan-Africanism, Renaissance,
Relationships, life, politics, and everything in between. That we get to hold some of the most amazing shows, talking about the creative industry in the country and outside, studio interviews and covering events in the ground, where we play the best top 10 countdown in the country, and where we say nothing but the truth.
do remember you can join us.
Download our app, which is on the Google Play Store, and also stream with www.blackhotfirenetwork.com. And we can do amazing conversations.
The media of the 21st century, this is where everything happens. Right here only on the Black Hot Fire Network.
All right, family. Booyah. You should be able to see me now. Back in the building. Let's get this party started. Everybody should be able to see me. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. I want to say welcome back to everybody to the Black Hot Fire Network show. I'm your host, Mr. Black Hot Fire, always on that ass. And we're broadcasting live from the homeland of the United States of America all the way over to the mother continent of Africa, because we're truly one of the only international radio TV shows, and that's what's up. So I want to give a shout out to everybody watching on YouTube, everybody on Rumble, everybody on BitChute, everybody on X/Twitter, everybody on TikTok, everybody listening to us on the Foundational Black channel, blackhotfirenetwork.com, and everybody watches on TV, your streaming platforms, whether that be Roku, Amazon, Android, or Apple. What's up? We back in the building. So you know what time it is when you hear this. Sound alarm. School's back in, stupid. Let's go. Black. Hot. Bang. Come on. Woo! How we do it? Welcome back. Grab yourself a seat, enjoy the ride. Black. Hot. Bang. Now let me check out my cameras. Make sure none of my cameras went down on me. Boom! That's a little too far over, huh? Move that just a little bit. Woo! Check this other camera. Because we up in here, that's what we do. Black. Hot. Fire. And back to the front again. So all cameras up. Ready to go. Ready to go. Black, hot, fire. And also family on all podcasting platforms worldwide. Spotify and all of them. So just type in Black Hot Fire Network wherever you at. You can't miss us. We everywhere. We like the plague. We every goddamn where. Black. Hot. Fire. Come on. Woo! Dealing with spiritual wickedness in high places. Black. Hot. Fire. Dealing with spiritual wickedness in high places. That's what's happening on the planet. Black, hot, fire. All cameras up and running. Black, hot, bang. Never gets old, never gets old, never gets old. Black, hot, fire. All right, let me end that. Let me do a little bit of house cleaning. Put it on my screen. Booyah, bam. Okay. Put it on my screen real quick. Boom. Throw this down. This shit went off anyway. Shit down. This shit went off anyway on me. Okay, fam, we'll do some house cleaning. Oh, what happened? No, what y'all? Hit the wrong button. Okay, as you guys hear, I always start with our sports and nutrition section right there. Now, for everybody, we need more minerals in our diet, unfortunately, because we are being poisoned by the food that we eat. Most of the food is GMO. It's non-food. It's Franken food that we've been served in America. Right? It's Franken food. So, to offset that, we must get enough minerals and vitamins in our diet. So if you go to blackoutpowernetwork.com, look at my screen right here. We have your moringa pure, you have your platinum turmeric, we have your lion's mane. Now I'll go through the whole thing. You go see everything that we carry. We got your turmeric gummies. We got your sea moss. So the best sea moss, that I looked up that we could get in white label. So sea moss is there. Of course, we have ashwagandha. We have the horny goat weed. But some of us are not performing as good as the others, right? I don't want to get deep in your business. So, like I said, the ashwagandha right there, beetroot, but you go over and cop that at the sports and nutrition section over at Black Hot Fire Network. So, starting that, I just wanted to get that out the way, You gotta sell. You gotta make money to keep this thing going. Gotta cop that. All right, family, we back again. If you guys notice, we have a lot of strange things happening on the planet right now. We got wildfires, earthquakes, hurricanes, and things that are unaccounted for. They say these just natural disasters, and we get always the fake climate change reasoning behind it. And unfortunately, that's just not true. We're dealing with spiritual warfare. Spiritual wickedness in high places is what we're dealing with. So we'll just start as a note talking about the California wildfires. Now, we can call this incompetence and negligence, but it's incompetence and negligence on purpose. No one's this stupid. No one's this negligent, and no one is this incompetent. But that's what the mainstream media wants to tell us. These fires that happened in California were just due to incompetence. And as you go back and check on California's history and laws that they implemented, you will see this is negligence. You see, this is negligence on purpose. The laws that were passed, you were not allowed to clean the brush, because supposedly environmentally you couldn't pick up the brush or cut brush down or pick up falling trees, because supposedly it had some kind of effect of some kind of endangered sprout or animal or what have you. But it's ridiculous laws after that over and over again, that they knew that they were going to say the same thing they did in Lahaina, Hawaii. Now you ask yourself, they also passed laws where you cannot rebuild a single family home because the WF was trying to put you in these small pods, in these small apartments. This is the WEF, World Economic Forum. The actual New World Order that we've been hearing about since we were children. Everybody thought it was a conspiracy theory. And everything seems to be coming to a conspiracy fact all of a sudden. Like the hurricane we had up in North Carolina a few months ago. Has anybody heard anything about these people? Has the news or any government officials done anything to help these people? No, they just fell off the earth. In Western North Carolina, you got homeless up there right now. I go up there quite a bit. I was up there, I think, last month. They got homeless everywhere up there. And this wicked-ass government wanted to give them $750 in a loan, while we give billions of dollars to Ukraine. You can't make that make sense. What government supposedly caring about his people? See, we were gaslighted with propaganda and lies. We're dealing with spiritual wickedness. You're an American citizen, but your government gives you no help. Gives the money to Israel to fight their genocide over in Gaza. or up to Ukraine, which the CIA overthrew, was trying to invade Russia, not the other way around, but you're giving all these lies and propaganda. Right? Now, Russia was not the aggressor. America went in there 2014 and overthrew the government. The CIA did that. And so you got homeless people up in North Carolina that haven't gotten a dime. So they were going to get a $750 loan. What are you going to do with $750? So most people have been asleep because we've been gaslighted by the fake news. And the wicked bastards that actually run the country now actually really run the world. Because they don't see America as a sovereign country. These people that actually, they sit outside of countries. They sit outside the government. They see themselves as a global force, a global power. And so you guys should know by now that they plan to make these smart cities to lock everybody down in. This is Agenda 2030. Sustainable development. And so that's what happened in California. This is part of the Sustainable Development Program. That they burn these people out of their homes. And cause this much damage. You on the news, they call this just incompetent, no one would know. They know these winds were projected to come 2 weeks up. I'm from California, these are called the famous Santa Ana winds. So they know when they're coming. They know they can start fires, but never on this multitude. But they'll have you believe, the wicked who run the media will have you believe this is just an ordinary fire, ordinary accident that got out of control. No, this is spiritual warfare. This is wickedness. This is criminal. It's not just negligence. And the sad fact, we've had no one be accountable for all these misdeeds or negligence or stupidity within the country. Because people are allowed to be stupid on purpose. And so, starting this off, guys, we live in a 25,000 year cycle of time. It's called the Great Year, or the Indians call it the Yuga cycles. And so, depending on, see, you gotta get rid of all these goofy flat earth morons. Keep talking about the earth is flat and the firmament, that's biblical, not the firmament, and the earth is flat, you live on a flat plane. That's a CIA psyop, that's for morons. If you lived on a flat plane, guys, you would be in the second dimension. You have 3-dimensional spaces, height, width, and length. So you can't live on a flat plane. If you lived on a flat plane within this dimension or density, all your buildings would be flat. Can't have a 3D space on a flat plane. And everything you look around, see up, is all circular or spherical. So that was a psyop for the morons, for the kids who ride the short bus. So you live in something called cycles of time. Everything runs in cycles. Well, you have a summer, a fall, a winter, and a spring. Cycles. Time is not linear. It's cyclical. So everything is cyclical, runs in a vortex. So there are no flat earths. And so since we're in a universe, a hologramic universe, really controlled by light. See, light is energy. Energy creates frequencies and then vibrations. And so since we live in cycles of time, during certain periods of the cycles, I always like to use the analogy of, like I said, summer, fall, winter, and then spring, rebirth. So if we talk about the Yuga cycles, right now we're coming out of what I would say is winter time. We go through a natural sleep period as people. Because the amount of light that's hitting the earth is less vibratory. And so as black people, and I'm not getting other races of people, but as black people, our melanin is directly connected to the sun. Melanin is a conductor of light. Our melanin is a conductor of light. Right? What happened? They suspended me already? I don't care, TikTok, you're going away anyway. Suspend me for a week. You want to be here in a week. So what? Take me out. I got suspended for not even saying that. I got suspended somehow. Again. Well, I'm going to suspend it a week. You won't be here a week. I don't give a fuck. What does it violate? Community guide. No, this is about, I ain't saying it violate anything. Everything we say is a violation. I won't even worry about this. You won't be here next week anyway. So who gives a shit? What community guidelines could I violate? So that we're living in wicked times? How's that community guidelines? What are you talking about? See, and that's why everything is now, that's why we deal with such censorship, right? That's why we deal with such censorship, and freedom of speech is being locked down, because you have an awakening happening, and everybody's starting to see for themselves, no matter how much they've been lied and gaslight to, something feels off, something feels wrong. And so we're just saying this, I get banned on one of my TikTok accounts. I don't give a shit. You won't be here anyway next week. So, they kiss my ass. I'm banned for next week. But just ordinary talking. See, so this is how the lockdown has become, because the individuals that run this planet, these psychopaths, need to have control of information. And that's what we've been ruled by, sociopaths and psychopaths. And you're saying that somehow some kind of a problem. What is that violating? Nothing. We didn't name any names. We said the group of individuals calling themselves elite are psychopaths. Definitely sociopaths. Right? So you have a 25,000 year cycle of time. And so as we move through space and time, so I can find on my screen. 1 second. 1 second. So as the sun drags us through space and time, we have something called the Paloma. The middle of each galaxy is called the Paloma. And in the middle of the galaxy, you have more light. You have more light, more rays of light. It raises your frequency. Your vibration goes up. So you start waking back up, more information. So imagine a cell phone. What does a cell phone do when it loses its charge? The functions on the phone slow down, and then eventually you lose all functionality until you charge it back up. And I know this is a simple analogy, but this is actually how things work. Just a second. I know it's a simple analogy, but this is actually how things work. Because the Paloma of every galaxy is where all the light emits from. And the closer you are to the Paloma, the higher the vibration, the higher the frequency is. So as the Earth moves behind the sun, headed towards the Paloma, see, we had a 25,000 year cycle of time. As we move up towards that Paloma, towards that light, our vibration, our frequency starts to go higher. So that's why we're in something called the apocalypse. So understand, when you get the Bible, and people call it dogma, the Bible is allegories. Written allegories and parables. So there's an exoteric and esoteric. Esoteric meaning inner, exoteric meaning outer, meaning shell. Most individuals read the Bible, they read it as an exoteric book. They never go in it. And understand this, the meaning is actually esoteric. The more knowledge, the more conscious you become, you understand. The book is esoteric, not exoteric. And so, hold on, let me do this real quick. Take space from my screen. Give me a second, guys. In 1 second. Put this up on screen. Everybody on TikTok, you want to go to YouTube, you'll see the video on YouTube. You won't see it here on my TikTok. That one got taken down. That's funny. The pill. About that, guys. Let's see something. That might be over. That's not. Anyway, hold on. This thing keeps going off. What's wrong with this thing? The one I'm looking for pulls up. Let me see. All right, I didn't write that right. Nope. Stop working. What's wrong with this thing? Okay, I was trying to find the video I'm looking for. Give me one, then give me all of them. Let me see what this one is on. Give me a second, guys. Use this one. Commercials. Hold on, sister. Okay. Let me share my screen for a second, guys. Give me. Make sure this. Okay. I'm gonna explain something. What are you doing? Okay. That's how everything works. Everything breaks down to a masculine, and a feminine side. And so we know that the sun is masculine in energy, and the earth is feminine energy. And the earth and the rest of the planets are being dragged through space, through the Paloma, in a 25,000 year cycle of time. And as it goes up towards the middle, closer it gets to the Paloma, which is the white part of all the light you see within a galaxy, you start to raise in consciousness because the frequency begins to change. Right? It's a rise in the frequency because the energies on the planet are now becoming high vibrational. And so that's why you see there's an awakening happening and all this craziness is happening because they're trying to lock us back down, keep us in low density, that's why you see all this censorship. I mean, just saying it getting blocked on the other TikTok account. But that's why you were dealing with the side of the flat earth nonsense. And I understand how the universe actually works in its relationship to you, especially as African American beings, as black people. Our melanin is conductor of light. We take in light, racism going because you're dealing with entities with calcified pineal glands. And this has been found out. They know after the Vietnam War, all these black people who got killed during the war, go to the autopsies, and they seen that the black soldiers' pineal gland was functioning, was radiating light. Most all the white soldiers that died, their pineal gland was calcified. It's not good or bad, it just is what it is. It's nothing to do about being racist towards anybody. It's just, scientific facts. That their pineal glands are calcified. And we know the pineal gland is called the seat of the soul. It's where your soul dwells inside the body, guys. The body is just a shell. The soul that's inside you is eternal. There's no such thing as death. This is an illusion. It's hologram. It's illusion. The body doesn't exist. You are a light being housed inside your pineal gland. Let me play this. Guys, as you travel through space and time, certain light, certain stars that you come across as you're moving through this galaxy, certain stars emit different light back on the planet. And that's why we're not supposed to be eating any damn GMO foods, because the closest thing to light are your fruits and your vegetables. And as black people, we need to be sun gazing, getting our energy directly from the sun. Because if we understand, going back to African science, African spirituality, which is just science, and we sun gaze, so you guys go a little light on me tonight, because I don't got all my notes, everything I used to have, and I used to teach this all the time. But as you go back toward the Paloma, you have different frequencies of light. And since we're melanated, we conduct light, guys. Light is a conductor for us. That's why we're black. The hatred, funny how they hate us for being black. But your blackness, guys, is a gift from the Creator, a gift from God. That makes you more in tune with the universe because of your blackness, because of your melanin. And that's the fact why they never, they hear these white spiritual gurus talking all this spiritual shit. Walk away from it because they never want to mention what melanin is because they don't have it. They have pale melanin. We have uromelanin, they have pale melanin, which is completely different. Everybody has neuromelanin, they have that. All other races have neuromelanin, that's not perfect. But neuromelanin is brain melanin. So they do have that. But they conduct light a different way. They repel light. We bring light to us and it creates energy. And I'm going to show you that too. So give me a second, go ahead. That's why you got this side here talking about this flat earth nonsense. White people caught up in this big flat earth. They believe it's an ice wall. I've already proven that nonsense years ago. I might have to go back and prove that. They believe it's an ice wall. It's a flat plane. That's absolutely a psyop and nonsense. There's no ice wall. Because you're connected through energy to every planet. Every planet has a vortex of energy going in and out into each planet. So you're not living on any flat plane because we're tethered to an energy, light of energy going through every planet. It goes from male to female, female to male, male to female. And I'll show that again tomorrow. I didn't set that all up. As you see, light vortexes from the sun into the bottom of the top of the earth, and the vortex all the way through the earth, and then earth vortex that light to another planet. Everything's all connected through light. You know, so this idea you live on a flat plane is absolutely moronic. But that's they're trying to do that because it's an awakening, and it's called confusion. Just create a bunch of confusion, and that's what they're doing. Everything is a vortex. See, as above, so below. As within, so without. So everything is dealing with electric magnetics. Your light spectrum is electric magnetics. Your body's electric magnetics. So wherever electricity flows, you got magnetics. See, that's why everybody's talking about trying to understand what AI is. Everything, so since it's electric, and we live in a plasmic universe, so they say there's ghosts in the machine. I'm going off topic a little bit here, guys. Give me a second. Everybody's talking about there's ghosts in the machines, right? So everybody's talking about the guys that are developing AI talking about there's ghosts in the machines. And that's true because it's an electrical equipment. And any entity, since we are light, we are electrical outside the body. So there are other entities in other dimensions that can take over electrical equipment because embedding themselves within the electrical structure of that equipment. So they talk. As this dragon, see, this is a 25,000 year cycle of time. You go up and you come down. And so we know the closer you get to the paloma of the galaxy, the energy level is so high, the vibration level is so high, that it opens you up with consciousness. Light is information, guys. Light is knowledge. The more light you got, the more conscious you are. The more gnosis you have. That's why they're trying to cut off your connection spiritually to the creator of the universe by these GMO foods that have no nutritional value. Because with fruits and vegetables, that's what you get, nothing but light. What grows fruits and vegetables? Light. So you get a code of light and information from eating organic food. It connects to your DNA. It brings information to your brain. These things are well known. It's not quackery. It's real. That's why I want to cut you up from that and give you fake oranges, fake watermelon, a whole bunch of fake nonsense. So when they introduced all these fake religions, they took African spirituality and made the fake Christianity, the fake Islam, all the fake Hindu. All this stuff are just cuts on African science. To understand that you are infinite, there's no such thing as death. But they need to control you. That's why they create these religions and what they call the Piscean age. You're in a darker age. Maybe you're in a 25,000 year cycle of light, of time, of space. So that's why those religions could exist during that time, because you were in a darker period within this 25,000 year cycle. You're in a darker age. So I can give me a second, please. Let's give me a second, guys. See something real quick. Since we didn't sure have time to set all this up where I wanted to set it up, I can't find the other one. That's one video I'm looking for. I can't find it. Damn. had to be up here. It's not on here. Damn. It's not. I'm looking for one video, but it's not on. Give me a second, guys. Let me go here. Okay. Let me use this. This probably explains better. Let me use this one. So I can put this up. I'm just making it bigger. I do like this. Give me a sec, guys. Let me put this up real quick. Hold on. Explain this. Okay. I can't get no bigger than that, guys. Let me try to explain this. Okay. So, what you see is a diagram of how the universe actually works. Of how the planets chase the sun. No, that's not. How the planets chase the sun. Okay, so these are something called your Yuga, your 25,000. These are your Yuga cycle. But when they went to India, of course, they named it after them, their language. So it's called either Yuga cycle or the Great Year. And so all this stuff will have an ascending time period and a descending time period. I don't like the way they got this way. Let me try to find a little better than this one. If I'm better, this one shows the ascending. Okay, here we go. This is a better one. Okay, this is better. Okay. You guys see my screen? Yeah. So this is 25. Let's see, it's called to the Africans, we call it the Great Year. When we got to India, they took their language and called it the Yuga cycles. But it's called the Great Year. So as we went through all these years, because the only people that were here were black people. There wasn't no other people here on this planet. No other people existed. That's nothing about other people get mad. It's not no racism. No other people exist. There are no ancient Caucasians, ancient Indians, and ancient Asians. They did not exist. They only go back maybe Caucasians 6,000 years. That's it for them. East Indians go back a little further than Oriental or Asian. The other Asian, the Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. They may go back 10,000 years at the most. And East Indians maybe 11,000 years at the most. So 25,000, the last Yuga cycle that happened, well, none of these people here but black people. See, all their signs are lies. That's how they got control, they created their own fake science. Their fake science is based in racism. It's all fake. But they know they wasn't here. Remember, they go digging up all this new stuff around the planet. There's 12 and they try to make everything 6,000 years. But even with their carbon dated, things are older than that. They weren't here. They didn't exist. There were no Caucasian people on the planet. There were no East Indian people on the planet. There were no damn Asian people on the planet. So when they talk about Atlantis, does it exist? Whether it existed or not, it wasn't you. You was not here. You did not exist. So nobody got all these damn cartoons and shows of white people in Atlantis. You were never in Atlantis. You didn't exist as a people. All those people on the planet are African people. And all these people are new. So the evolutionary scam they give you, that the Darwin's theory, that doesn't work. That's a lie. That doesn't work. The Darwin theory is a lie. So where did these other people start coming from all of a sudden? You know, the Caucasian race goes back 6,000 years ago. There's no problem with that. This is how old they are. The Asian race of people only go back maybe, like I said, 10,000 years. The East Indians a little older, maybe 11, maybe 12. But anything older than that, there are no other people but black people. That's it. There are no other race of people on this planet but Africans. Period. So all these ancient temples that are older than that, there's all African temples, they went to the space aliens or some crazy shit. When they go into Atlantis. That's all African people. There were no other people on the planet. That's not has nothing to do with any kind of racism. That's just a fact. You know, they'll tell these stories and put white people as the face. Like, are you crazy? You didn't exist. There were no white people on the planet past 6,000 years ago. These are just facts, biological facts. So when Atlantis happened, you was never part of it. You didn't exist. Okay, none of these people did. Atlantis goes back to 50,000 years and past that, according to the Emerald Tablets when it collapsed underneath the Atlantic Ocean. That's 50,000 years ago, according to the Emerald Tablets, if you want to believe them or not. So we know that the great year comes from Africa. It's African science. The great, nobody here to do this but us. When it gets to the end, it's renamed the Yuga cycles. That's no problem with that. So the cycles of time, we're trying to give everybody this fake ass flat earth psyop. Right? Or they gotta go to their religious fake dogma, the Christian. We live in a firmament and all this other nonsense. We're in a bubble. We're a glass bubble on a flat plane. This crazy talk. This crazy talk. Insane talk. So the Yuga cycles, so we would be right here at the bottom, what's called the Bronze Age. You have an ascending, as you go up, you have ascending golden year. You have a descending golden year. Then you go all the way down to the descending silver year, right? And then descending bronze age. And then you get to the dark ages. You have a descending dark age, you start coming out of the dark ages. You have an ascending, going back up, and ascending bronze age, then an ascending silver age, and then an ascending golden age. So right now we're ascending out of the dark age, going into the bronze age right now, ascending. So everything is going up in consciousness because we're going back to Sirius. We are tethered by another sun called Sirius. That our sun is tethered by a greater sun called Sirius. And as you go back up in consciousness, and the frequency changes. So there's no flat earth nonsense. And since everything is light, that's why all your periodic table is nothing but light. And all the elements, there's just one element, guys. The element is light. They're just at certain vibrational rates. Silver, iron, they're just broken down in vibrational rates of light. Everything is light and magnetics. Light and magnetics, that's it. So even everything on your periodic table is just an evaluation of light at a certain frequency. So that's why they told you they could turn iron into gold. You talking about when it was called alchemy back then? They were just saying, can we take the properties of light and de-densify it to turn iron into gold? Because all of it is just light at a certain frequency. That's all elements are, guys. They're light. Light at a certain vibration becomes your periodic table. It's all based in light. It's all based in light. Right. So right now, that's why you see the world at a change, because you're now coming to another age, the Aquarian age. And in your Bible, this was called your Armageddon, your revelation, where everything is now being revealed, because you're moving from age to age to a higher vibration, a higher frequency. This thing keep messing up. So, let me turn this thing off. It's driving me crazy. Give me a second, guys. Restart this thing, restart. Restart the thing, driving me crazy. And so we are attached as melanated beings to the rhythmic of the universe. That's why we're more spiritual than any other people on the planet. That's why we're easy for us to get capsulated in these fake religions. Because we're spiritual by nature. We're connected by nature. And most other people are not. So that's when we understand the wickedness and the other people, because we think everybody's like us. They're not like us. Because biologically, they don't have that empathetic chip in their brain. They're not connected to the universe. You know, so whenever you hear other people now about to be talking about spirituality, you better throw that in the garbage, because let me show you something. I've been told you that. And it's not about being any kind of racist. Let me go this real quick. Let me go back to this. Go back to my camera. Let me go back to my camera real quick. Let me share this with you. Let me share this with you real quick. Let me share this real quick. Let me share this. That's not it. Is this it? Okay, let me share this with you guys. Alright, let me share this, guys.
Term for a group of natural pigments found in most organisms. It is a primary determinant of skin color. Black women greatly benefit from melanin because it prevents them from aging as quickly as other groups.
A study found that Black women's skin typically ages about 10 years slower than white women's skin. Here's why.
Everybody's skin.
Human skin has 3 layers: the epidermis, the dermis, and the hypodermis. Melanocytes in the epidermis produce melanin, a natural skin pigment. Melanin blocks UV rays, which can accelerate the aging process. Black men and women produce more melanin in their skin, which results in darker pigments.
It's not just the pigments, there's different in pigments, guys. See, melanin is different. You got paleomelanin, which other people have, and uromelanin. Paleomelanin is dusky and has different properties like sulfur. So that's why when other individuals, I don't want to sound like I'm having any kind of racial, other individuals, when they get wet, they smell like wet dogs, they smell like sulfur. Because paleomelanin has sulfur properties in it. EU-melanin, our melanin has selenium in the middle. Theirs has sulfur. So it's a different biological makeup altogether. Everybody else, like Europeans and Asians, they have paleomelanin. Africans have something called uromelanin or EU-melanin, which has selenium at the middle of it. Theirs is sulfuric. It's sulfuric based. It's paleomelanin.
More melanin in your skin, the more protection you have against the harmful effects of sun exposure. Too much exposure to UV rays can cause skin to age quicker, resulting in wrinkles and sunspots. Since white women produce less melanin, they can show signs of aging faster.
You already know that.
This doesn't mean that Black women won't experience skin aging. It just happens at a slower rate.
Melanin is a molecule. And the concept of melanin is, it is black in its nature. And we find it in the cosmos, we find it in the heavens, we find it in water, we find it in land, we find it in everything that exists.
It's the chemical key to life. So melanin is carbon. 666, that's us. 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, 6 protons. Melanin is literally carbon. See, other people are carbon-based beings. We're not carbon-based beings, we are carbon beings. Period. One second, full screen, hold on a second.
Scholars and scientists have been having
conferences about melanin, to my awareness, at least since the 1920s. These scientists said that the pineal gland, they refer to the pineal gland as a vestigial organ. That is a calcified gland within the body that serves no purpose.
Now, see, as they started the pineal gland, theirs was calcified. Most white people have calcified pineal glands. They don't have no connection to the universe and the creator. And it's a fact, 75. The ones that have black genetics, they have a functioning pineal gland. The pineal gland is the seat of the soul, guys. The pineal gland is classified as the seat of the soul. And so when we say, why do other people act so how they commit genocide and be savage and have no empathy, have no remorse? Because they have calcified pineal glands, guys. The biology is not right. Something's happening. But the ones that were lucky enough to have our genetics in them through the rape, so you have at least 15% of Europeans that have a functioning pineal gland, but the majority of them have nothing but bone. And that's what he's telling you. These are just biological facts. Nothing to do with any racism or any hate to anybody. These are just facts. So when you say why they can act so savage, why they can kill at will and all this other shit, because they have no spiritual connection.
Is that the creator would create something that you didn't need. And it was only after the Vietnam War, in the late 60s and early 70s, they began to rewrite the interpretation of the pineal gland. The reason for that was that a large number of African Americans fought and died during the Vietnam War. And whenever a soldier dies, there's an autopsy that's performed before their body is sent back to Dover Air Force Base. And what they discovered, what these physicians discovered, is that when they performed the autopsies, that 75 to 80% of the African American soldiers had a large functioning pineal gland. The pineal gland is normally about the size of your thumb. So it was not a vestigial organ.
Exactly. It wasn't vestigial. They said vestigial because it didn't work in them. Theirs is calcified. Ours is functioning great because we're connected to the universe. To the creator of the universe, not none of their fake ass dogmas. Biologically, we are connected to the universe itself. That's what melanin is. The darkness out there is melanin. So to understand, the pineal gland is the house of where your soul sits. Okay, because the body is just an illusion. Death is just an illusion.
In 70 to 80% of African Americans, but it is a calcified organ in 75 to 80% of people with European ancestry. So they begin.
Exactly. Well, the Europeans, that's why they have no rhythm, why they can't move right. They got to study how to dance. It's all off beat and all this other crazy shit because the pineal glands are calcified. But the ones that have black genetics, they'll do rape. As intermittent, they've been able to get this melanin and have an uncalcified pineal gland. That's only, like you said, between 10 to 15% of them. The majority of them have calcified pineal glands. That's why they gotta have these dogma and religion with these books, because there's no natural connection to the all, to the creator of the universe.
And to reevaluate the pineal gland.
So this is a complex molecule. It's found in the brain. It's found in your adrenal glands. It's a powerful free radical scavenger. In other words, it helps the body prevent this oxidation, so it's an antioxidant. Melanin may play a much bigger role than just absorbing all this radiation. Right. When you get it into your body, it actually has a major effect on your immune system. It protects you.
Remember, these are scientists that were studying melanin, the white people. What white people hate you for, your color, your skin, that the melanin is a more miraculous property than you ever can imagine. So this is a white scientist who actually does repairs our genetics. Right? It's repair. That's why we don't get sickly. unless we're eating their fucked up foods and their GMOs, because our melanin heals. Our music and vibration will heal us. That's why we are spiritual, musical people. Because the music will also heal us through our melanin. These are all facts. That's why most genres of music was created by us. It's another fact.
And it actually repairs broken DNA. Isn't that wonderful? If something breaks down because you're exposed to chemicals or radiation, think of the people of Japan right now in 2011 who are suffering from huge amounts of radiation. What could...
Because they have, that's what I said, that's how they've been taking melanin to help them. Because the Japanese are doing something called melanin. He's not explaining the different types of melanin. It only works if you have uromelanin that these properties work. Japanese and Caucasian, he said they have melanin. So it doesn't work the same way. It's completely different. Completely different biology. That's why radiation will hurt them.
We do to help them prevent cancer developing? Well, you need a DNA repairer, and that's what melanin does. It exists in many other tissues, as I mentioned. It's actually a very important molecule in any woman who's having a baby, because the fetus has all this melanin in it.
The sperm of the male and the egg of the woman, they're both layered with melanin. So that when the sperm penetrates the egg, there is a melanin explosion. And that melanin helps to formulate the fetus within that egg. And that fetus is literally coated with a melanin substance. And that melanin substance then goes on to form the brain and the central nervous system. So every human being begins with a melanin explosion.
In steering things in the body, in the whole regulatory system, melanin's role in embryological organization, that's in the baby's organization, and tissue repair and tissue regeneration may be connected to the major role that it plays to balance the body, that's called homeostasis. Here's a picture of a baby at 35 days of pregnancy, and this is the eye of an embryo. Notice that the eye is pure melanin. That's an amazing picture, isn't it? To see all this melanin is inside, and when the embryo first forms, there is what's called the dark stream. It's all melanin.
It is the dynamic, the primary dynamic in every part of the cell. It's a primary dynamic in the core of the human being as well as to the surface of the human being. Its intelligence is responsible for the forming of the nervous system. Every part of the nervous system has these little black dots all through it, which essentially carry information.
The body is actually a communication system where everything is connected to everything else, and it works through light. It works through light. It's called biophoton.
Like I told you, everything works through light. Everything is light. Everything is light, guys. Everything around you is desk. Just think everything is light, just at a certain frequency. Everything is light.
And in this communication system, cells have connections to other cells called integrins, and electrons and light flows between cells, so it's like a supercomputer. In fact, there's somebody even studying whether energy is directly absorbed from the melanin in your skin and transformed into energy in your body. And it's...
We know it is. That's why we run past it. And I always laugh at white people talk about their fake IQ. They need to believe that all black people are stupid. They have higher IQs. You don't. You don't. Genetically, I'm about to tell you, genetically, you're not. That's why black babies are the most advanced babies on the planet. They advance faster than any other child. These are just facts. So you want to believe you have a lot high IQ? You don't. You don't. That's why we all ported it, because of your racism, your anti-black hatred. That's why America is all impoverished now. Why China looks 10 times better, because you would do anything to make sure black people wouldn't get it, so eventually it hurts you. And that's what we're living with today. If you're supposed to have this high IQ, you ain't figured that out. because of our melanin, we process information faster than you. It's a biological fact. So your fake IQ test, you believe that nonsense. Biologists know it's a lie. Okay? It's a lie. So, give me a second. If I can look this up real quick, give me a second.
And the melanin in your skin and transformed into energy in your body.
Exactly. So we know melanin is a conductor of light. Your melanin, our melanin is a conductor of light. Other people that have white skin, they reflect light. Everybody got on sun, they reflect the light, the information. But in their minds, then they got high IQs where they reflect the information. This is a fact. It doesn't do with any racism. We draw in the light. We draw in the information of the universe. They reflect it. So the idea that they need to have high IQs, that's their psychosis. That's their psychosis. You just smile and say, okay, sure you do. Biology shows you something completely different. Science shows you that as black people, they keep you in poverty and despair because you have a faster knowledge, you can take information because of your melanin and process it faster. These are biological facts. So don't get to talking that dumb IQ shit. You just smile, laugh at them like a kid, and pat them on the head, say, okay, stupid, okay. You don't even get
The light flows between cells.
You don't get an argument with them. Let me see, guys. So try the brain. So let me show you guys. Let me show you this. So this has already been studied. The rate of development between black children, white children, Asian children, and these Indians. So right here, this study right here tells you that black children, black babies grow up in the right atmosphere, not in poverty and despair, develop 10 times faster than any other racial group. These are facts. We're not just talking about them standing up walking before anybody, black children do. We're not just talking about them talking before any other race of children, they do. But their intellect develops faster. So that's why we must be putting poverty and angst and trauma to stop that growth. And that's the reason why they put us back on the plantation with this integration shit. I told you in the 30s and 40s, being taught by black children, we were becoming a threat to white power. Because you were being taught by loving black women who love the children. Now you're back in their schools, and you can't even read or write no more. You can't read or write, you can't goddamn speak correct English. Because you develop faster, so that's a threat. That's why I told you, that's why they was in there breaking those children's bones. Those white nurses were in those hospitals breaking children's bones because of animosity that they have. They see these children develop quicker. They didn't want to see the children as they come out the womb. That black children develop faster. Mentally, physically, everything. So they put up kind of roadblocks as you grow up to stop that growth. And these are biological facts, so they can spare me with that big IQ test. Because science and biology shows that black people advance faster than any other race on this planet. That's a fact. It's not just in sports you excel at, it's intelligence too. That's why they put you back on a plantation and have a system where they keep you ignorant. Like they didn't want the slaves to be able to read and write. Why are you threatened by, if he's a slave, why are you threatened by somebody reading and writing? They can't surpass you. Why is that a threat to you? Because for them, their society need to keep you dumb and broke for it to work, and then make up all kind of big tropes. Everybody's low IQ, low IQ. They don't want to even playing bills they lose every time to us. You know, why you scared for a slave to read and write? Because deep down inside, you know, they will surpass you. That's why you act so vehemently. And see, that's why the calcified pineal gland, the spiritual connection is not there. See, spiritual, you wouldn't want to get to nobody else because you're connected to the universe and you understand right and wrong. You don't need a piece of the book. Remember, they gave them a book because they come from savages. That's the true history. That's not me being racial. They come from savages. So they figured that they gave a book of do's and don'ts, it would make them more civilized. That's the true history. It didn't work. It worked a little bit, but they gave them some sort of semblance of civilization, a book of do's and don'ts. Because before the books of do's and don'ts, they were just complete savage. Not understanding right or wrong. They got some dogma, and they really don't even work till still today. They're still unequal, uncaring, unloving, unfeeling. So the book really doesn't work to a certain degree. It works for them because they can be civil to them. But anybody outside their race, they don't know how to do. They don't see no humanity in other people. It's normal for us to see the humanity in everybody. And that's what you're dealing with, people with calcified pineal glands. Everything is spiritual. So it goes on to say, significant differences, velocity of growth were seen between black and white female infants. Regardless of the type of feeding, black female infants always gain more weight between 6 and 12 months and increase the length more rapidly between 8 and 24 months. It's just that you are genetically superior. That's just a fact. You know, and that's what they hate. I think that's where all the hatred comes from. We didn't make ourselves this way, the Creator did. And so that's why they have anti-blackness. Why would you be anti-black if the Creator created us first? Should be some love, but no, it's not. I'm trying to go with just even the intellect. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna look for the growth. See, people's hiding a lot of shit now. I can't even find what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the height. Motor development. So we're gonna go right here. It says PubMed. Racial ethnic variations in the motor development and performance of American children. Abstract. The literature on the motor development and performance of American children from several racial and ethnic groups is reviewed. The evidence suggests that black infants are advanced in motor skills and development, everything. But black infants are more developed than any other race because of our melanin, because everything is a hybrid from us. So everything becomes less than us. Because we are the original. Forget the aboriginal shit. We are the original on the planet. So we don't get to whether you're aboriginal or indigenous. We are indigenous to the whole planet. You're first everywhere. So me read this scientific paper that you know that Africans develop quicker mentally. When they come into that fake IQ nonsense, you say, where? Show me. How's your IQ? Show me that. Based on what? Based on what science is this? Oh, I don't know. I just heard that from other white people. Okay, well, show me. What IQ? Where's the IQ of the whole world? Where's this at? That's your racism speaking, moron. It's not based on any real science. That's your big belief system. It's not based on anything. So, as we're going to read this, it says, full development during the first 2 years of life. Black children of school age, particularly boys, perform consistently better than white and Mexican American children in running, speed, reading, all of it. I'm not going to, it said, when you go too deep, it becomes racial. And I'm not trying to go racial. And that's the reason why they put you in poverty. They're making sure that you don't go to the same good schools because they don't want to make it equal. Oh, you don't make enough money, you can't go to school. Because equal, if you're developing faster, you mean you go in good environment, good schools, you're going to develop faster. And have children, and have teachers that love you, not hate you, you're going to develop even faster than that. That becomes a threat to them. Okay? So when they hit you with the IQ bullshit, feed them this. These are facts. They hit you with the fake IQ shit, you feed them that. Okay? Because I don't want to make this seem about a racial thing. Because I don't have a racist bone in my body. But they always come with the racial shit. That's it. Because that pineal gland is calcified. Yes, come. Go. Exactly. That's why they have no humanity. Exactly. Because they're calcified, that's why they have no humanity. Exactly. 20% of them do because they got black DNA from the rape that they done in slavery to us. You got 20% of white people who have black genetics out here. So their calcified pineal gland is working, but they're not the majority. Exactly. That's why they see no humanity in no other people. It's not normal for them to see the humanity in other people besides themselves, which is unnatural. And that's not just that, it's all, it's Asians too. Their pineal glands fucked up too. So they don't, but theirs not as bad. That's why you don't see the humanity in other people. You want to say, well, how they can just commit genocide and know nothing happened? They don't feel nothing. Because they don't feel that. They're cut off. They don't have a feeling for humanity. It's not normal for them. And so that's when you'll say, what's wrong with these people? Because they're not you. They don't carry the same kind of God genetics as you do. You know, I seen a white guy, I seen a white gentleman, well, yeah, we got the long hair. And that's why we connect to the universe. And black people don't got the long hair. I started laughing. I said, don't, that's why you take no spiritual science, but ain't what they're talking about. Black people's hair coils like the universe. That's why we get around any electrical equipment, it's got to have coils around it to have the electricity flow through it. We're more connected. We're more. Your hair, sadly, sir, is animal fur, and you can put it under a microscope. Where that come from, I don't know. I'm not going to get to that. Where that comes from, you have to find out that yourself. Because if I say it, you'll say I'm racist, and I'm not. Take your hair. Go get it analyzed and see where your hair is fur. See, like when you call black people monkeys, we don't have any fur. That's why you're hairy people. Okay? Why you have hair on your back and hair on your arms and all that hair everywhere? Where do you think that came from? I'll let you figure that out. I'm not going to get into it with you. So, so what's happening now, guys? Let me get to this. Another thing I want to say. You have other dimensions, and there are portals, and so you have CERN right now. So having non-melanated skin, non-melanated cells allows other entities to take over your body, guys. And so at the top, we know these individuals practice all sorts of rituals. And since they're non-melanated, these other dimensional beings can house themselves inside their avatar. All your body is just an avatar. So it allows these other wicked entities to house inside their avatar who are from lower dimensions. So making them less conscious, well, I guess we would say evil. And so what you see, let's show you guys these, let me see here, right? So these have been seen everywhere. Most people know what these are. I showed you guys this years ago. Most people know what these are. So let me show this real quick. Let me see. Give me a second. Images of sprites. You got this. Images. Okay, now remember, let me show my, now these things, you don't understand, okay, let me show my screen again. Okay, let me share this real quick. Oh, let me go back, let me go back here. Go here, okay. Okay, these things, you guys can see my screen, these are what you call sprites. The interdimensional sprites. And so that's how you look outside the body. You're nothing but, outside the body, you're just an electric thing of light. And so since then I've been opening up portals at CERN, these entities have been coming through. And this is, you guys, they show this on the news, this has been all over the world right now. And so they look for a body to house their consciousness in. And since white people have no melanin, they're easier attacked because it's got to connect to your vibration. Melanin is a higher vibration. So it's hard unless you get a black person been drinking on drugs, it can now infiltrate your aura field. We have an aura field. And so these sprites that have been let out, they know what they're doing. The wicked who run this planet, talking about they just concerned looking for the God particle and all this other nonsense. So they've opened up portals, guys, and allowed low vibrational entities. They've allowed low vibrational entities into this dimension, into this dimensional space. And now these things are looking for bodies. Usually they house themselves within the elite. And so you have a group of demonic forces, a group of evil ruling this world and doing all kind of wicked shit because their consciousness is on a lower level. And so that would be the term evil or wicked, because these other dimensional forces could inhabit these individuals' bodies and take over their avatar and walk as them. See, this sounds all crazy, this is all real. You have other dimensions. Other entities live in other dimensions. Because everybody in other dimensions don't have a body. Because that's what you look outside the body. When you die, you're just a ball of light. And so through CERN, they've been opening up these portals, and these sprites have been seen all over the planet. You guys been on TikTok, you see everybody filming things. What are these things? What is this? What is this? What are these things? What are these things? What's happening? Where are these things coming from? They've been filmed everywhere, right? They've been filmed everywhere. And most people, since we've kept ignorant, they don't know what those are. Those are entities from lower dimensions. I'm not gonna say these are higher dimensions because they're not hooking up with any higher dimensional beings. Right? These are being filmed from everywhere. And what you see, these are entities coming from lower dimensional realms, lower dimensional existences. And when they get here, they need a body to house themselves in. Right? They get cutting off. So when they get here, they need a body to house themselves in. So when you see the elite, they've been talking to these entities. That's why you have all these dark rituals and portals open up. It's all science. They want to make it like it's spooky not to know it. It just means it's all science. That you got other dimensions, and entities live in higher dimensions, higher vibrational dimensions, lower vibrational dimensions. And so you have a bunch of individuals who run the planet that are inhabited by these things. They're inhabited by these damn, what they call sprites, or they're just entities from lower dimensions. So as everybody was taking this on their cell phone, they didn't know what it is. What the hell is that? These things have been seen all over the world here recently. Because they've been coming through these portals, guys. The portals. And so that's why people tell you about sigils. The symbols, the sigils. Oh, I guess it's not going to be back on this thing. I'm still... It's not. Feel not approved. You're gonna be gone anyway, so hell I care. Yeah. So this is what's been ruling the world, guys. These entities housed inside. And I understand why they always want to keep their bloodline pure. See, the whiter the light, the blonde to the blue eye, that's called the OC2 gene has been tweaked. And these genetics allow these entities to house in their bodies easily. See, a lot of white people, you don't know that they're black until they die. They open up their oblongule, the back of their head, and they see the melanin content in there. So a lot of white people in America have black genetics because of slavery, because of the raping of black people. That's why it's always important for the elite to keep their bloodline pure, because they're able to house these demonic entities. Now that's why they want them to be blonde hair, blue eye, because those are the weaker genetics. Those are called recessive genetics, guys. The more recessive means the weaker they are. And so they have no protection when these things want to house themselves in them, because their genetics doesn't have the melanin as a barrier to stop these entities from inhabiting their avatar. But the elites wanted these things in. That's why they're so wicked. That's why they wanted to keep their blood. Remember, you talk these bloodlines. You must keep the bloodline pure. The bloodline. Well, what they mean by the bloodline, because they are easier to house these demonic entities within them. Because unfortunately, them having the white genetics makes them susceptible to housing these entities, because their pineal gland is calcified. And they don't have EU melanin, they have pale melanin. And so it can penetrate the skin that much easier. And so it makes it easy for demonic takeover. And so that's why these individuals are obsessed at the top about keeping their bloodline pure, because they house these demons. They house these entities. And so this is the spiritual warfare that we're going through. With all this wickedness up at the top. All this insane wickedness up at the top. And so if you don't know what's going on, be like, why is the world so evil? That's why you see the fires and all this now constant, I'm on YouTube trying to couch my speech. That's why you see these constant disasters. And everybody looks demonic. When you look at, you see what, Governor Newsom was smiling, laughing, and shaking while they talking about the place burning down. You see him laughing and smiling? Let me see this. I got the video. Somebody was talking about it too. Let me show that video. And he was laughing. Because he's full of demonic energy. He has no empathy for these people losing homes. Like, hey, because he knew the plan. We burned it down. And we're not going to allow nobody to create no more homes. We're going to turn it to 15-minute city. Because you're fighting real evil. Can't fathom this evil. And dealing with, dealing with the 19. The 19 was pure evil. But let me show what I'm talking about in a second, guys. Let me get up this. Let me get up. Camera's all still up. Okay. Things up. I'm sure. Give me a second, guys. Damn, it's almost been 2 hours already. Shit. Wrap this up in about 10 more minutes. Let me see this. I just have this thing play. I'm just saying, guys, I'm trying to find that one video. It's funny. There it goes. Let me share this one. Commercial first one. Let it go hit me with a commercial. Oh, no commercial, okay? Let it go hit me with a commercial.
Gavin Newsom lie about all the state, he does this, a sleight of hand, all the state reservoirs were full. The state, he always says that? He doesn't say,
I didn't pick up on that. But yeah,
I guess the reservoir above Pacific Palisades that was 117 million gallons empty, I guess that's not run by the state. So I guess that's, so he, and did you guys ever figure out what this was when he was doing that?
This is called demonic possession, guys. That's why he looks so evil doing this. People just lost their homes, got burned out, homeless people don't got anything. He's dancing around like it ain't nothing because he's full of demonic energy.
Oh, where was he doing that?
So
the TV interviews?
Oh, they were at, yeah, so you didn't see that?
I didn't pick up on them.
Oh, you're shitting me.
I just may not have noticed the shimmy.
So he said, first of all, he laughed and smiled, which is a good thing to do when you're standing in a disaster like that. Right. And he says, I was just on the phone this morning with the governor of Hawaii, and he was talking about, developers coming in, and he literally started doing this. He's laughing, and he starts doing this. And it was all over Twitter. I wonder what. I wish I could get a body language expert. What does this mean? Because he was talking about how there's going to be people coming in trying to take advantage of these situations and buy up land. And he starts saying, so my team is working on that. And he starts doing this. I'm not kidding. It was fucking kind of unbelievable. I wonder if I can play it. Hang on.
We're dealing with a myriad of issues. I was just talking to Josh Green, the governor of down in Hawaii, who has some ideas around some land use concerns he has around speculators coming in, buying up properties, and the like. So we're already working with our legal teams to move those things forward, and we'll be presenting those in a matter of days, not just weeks.
What the?
It's a strange behavior.
And it's weird that he said, I was talking to the guy, the governor from here. Because he's like thinking, hey, yeah, his presidential dreams are fucked too now. Is that what he's acting, you think?
Yeah.
What would be humorous about talking to someone else who experienced the tragedy?
Because it's got demonic forces in them, Jimmy. That's what's happening. Remember, these guys are all pledged at the top in certain rituals that we're not going to name because we're on YouTube. They all have now been co-opted by these certain people, and they all to be part of the club. These envies are allowed to manifest within their aura field
that you're currently going through. It'd be like, I talked to another cancer survivor, and I'm going to. Why would that be? Yeah, I think that's what made it like that guy thought he was going to be president. He's fucked. Yeah,
it's very bizarre. But Studio City is okay, apparently, right?
So
there was one fire that was put out, and it didn't hit the rest of it.
No, I saw. You know what's funny also is I'm seeing video after video of people who saved their houses. And my sister-in-law's house was in Altadena. Now, her whole block, Altadena is basically gone, except for a few houses here and there. Hers is one of them. And I saw this video because she had someone that she knew in the fire department or somehow went and checked on her house and they put out spot fires around her house, and so her house didn't burn, right? So there were fires burning in bushes and things.
Right.
So I was watching this video this morning on YouTube about this guy who saved his house in the Pacific Palisades, and he said his father-in-law had a gas hose that they hooked up into, like an 1.5-inch gas hose that they put in his pool, and he said, he goes, it's not like a wall of flames would come. He said, well, you'd have to put out the spot fires, and if you didn't, they would very quickly catch, and that's what would happen. He said, so he went around showing where all the spot fires were that he put out with this hose hooked up to his pool.
Right.
And I was like, son of a bitch. So this is a very, I'm not saying that the fire itself was preventable, but it was very doable to mitigate the damage from these fires. And they didn't do it. And then, I don't know if you got, I read a whole thing on Zero Hedge last night about how they stopped doing the pruning, right? Where they could get rid of the shrubs. They stopped doing that because an environmental group launched a lawsuit saying that there was an endangered shrub that they were endangered. Yeah, well, where is this? What happened to that shrub now? They're all gone.
Yeah.
They're all burned up. The whole thing's burned. So this, to me, it's unbelievable. And of course, we have the unfortunate people going around saying that anybody who criticizes the way they handle this is just a moron sitting in their underwear. Hey, aren't you wearing underwear while you're saying that? We're all wearing underwear.
Wow. It's a lifestyle choice. You're right, exactly.
I was in my
I don't
underwear.
see us from the waist down.
I was in my underwear when I figured out that the vaccine didn't stop transmission or contraction. I was in my underwear when I did that. I was in my underwear when I figured out that the virus was made in a Wuhan lab and didn't come from a wet market. I was in my underwear when I figured out that Fauci was lying about masks. So I do a lot of shit in my underwear. That doesn't.
You wear a lot of underwear.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's just unfortunate.
I don't think that's getting a lot of traction. I mean, really, if you look at this week, it is
almost just a tour
They are creative. I
of the
can't get to
complete
that.
collapse of liberalism in the political debate. I mean, on the most extreme level, we're going to get into the ceasefire. You have the fires in LA, which they have not come. You know, there is no. I don't think there's any state that's as Democrat as California.
No, supermajority Democrats.
So they can't. So they own that. And then the least serious of these things, but I think very telling. Towards the end of the show, we're going to get into the vote they did on trans sports, where they're all just ranting and raving and foaming at the mouth about how pedophiles are going to be checking genitals. And you look at this whole collection of impressions, and it's just...
And that's the top of the craziness that we're dealing with now, how you got, the whole Democratic Party put up a fight on the House of Congress reversing, because Trump is now trying to say that they passed a law they don't want any transgender men in women's sports. Now that makes sense. If you're trying to protect women, what the Democrats they always try to do with abortion and other stuff, if you're trying to protect women, you don't want men in girls' sports. But they turn to that's how demonic things have gotten, how out of control. They made the argument if you don't allow transgenders in the sports, you're now the pedophile. You're like, what? What idiotic analyst came up with this talking point? This is how demonic it's become. And as black people, we got to turn our back on the Democratic Party. It's been jumped the shark. None of these liberal ideologies based on anything that we agree with at all. Now we don't go to the right wing because we're not right wing or left wing. Both that shit is nonsense. Because it's actually controlled by the same people from behind the scenes. They just fight back and forth with one another, controlled by the same people to cause division. But the idea you're going to be on the House of Congress fighting with transgenders to be in girls' sports, you didn't jump the shark. When the majority, like 70% of Americans do not want that at all. So you don't represent any American people. You don't represent American people. 70% of American people believe that women should have the right to perform by themselves and be safe to have women's sports with just women, not men dressed up like women. No, it seems like common sense, doesn't it? But we're living in a demonic era, guys. It's evil, it's wicked. But they argue that. So how the hell would you vote after the Democratic Party destroyed? What would you vote for? How would you, that's what they ain't never fought. There's got to be, I got to find it. They ain't never fought to get you a hate crime bill. Now you've been the most loyal Democrats for the last 50 plus years with MLK bullshit. As black people, you've been the most loyal constituents. They've never fought on the floor of Congress on your behalf about nothing. So you imagine how small the demographics are for transgender men. What demographic is that? That's less than 1% of 1% of the people in America. But they're going to go to the mat over that issue. But never on yours. Never they fought on your behalf. Never. And that's the hill they decided to die on. I know I got a video here somewhere. This is complete lunacy. I wonder if it's on this one. Let this keep playing.
It's a party that and a politics that has completely collapsed. Even now, in the face of all this,
exactly,
they thought it was a really good idea to take that kind of stand to keep biological males in women's sports and to scream that you're a pervert if you don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, you're the pervert.
Like very graphic, superheated, just over the top, insane terms. That is a party that's just completely done. They're just completely done.
Well, I can't wait to talk about that story. But it's saddening to me to see people defending the politicians instead of criticizing them. And again,
see, let me see. I think he's got that story too. Because I wanted to talk about that too. That is completely absurd to me. But they'll fight for that. They'll fight for that. But never have they ever fought for any black issues, and you are their biggest constituents. You're the biggest constituents, but they've never fought for shit on our behalf. Nothing. Not a damn thing. So if this is not a slap in the face to you, all you black morons that still vote Democratic, well, good luck to you. They should be able to gaslight you no more, but this is what they fight for. Whether transgender men, can play in sports leagues with women and girls. That answer should have already been no. But that's what they fought for. Find it. I think this right here. Give me a second. I found it. Yeah, they got found it. Share my screen again. Give me a second. Damn, they got some commercial on this thing. Somebody got them. Do they commercials?
Baltimore, Atlantic City, Cohoes, New York, and Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and only there.
The madness is passing, but the Democrats are the last ones to know. I gotta say, this is the Democrats' Spinal Tap and puppet show moment. Screaming on the House floor about children's genitals, as you will see. House clears bill banning transgender women from girls' sports. Crazy idea. A bill.
They're saying that you're the pervert if you agree to ban this. They try to completely do a reversal of what it is to be a pervert. So if you're against this, having transgender with your daughter playing sports, you're the pervert. This part is completely jumped the shark. Now I want you to see how hard they fought for this, and you've never seen them fight for anything on your behalf. And you're the majority of this constituency. As black people, 60 years of this do-nothing-ass Democratic Party. Everything bad they've done, you lock you up, crime bills, all kind of heinous shit. But this is what they fight for. And these people are not even 1% of the damn demographics, let alone in the country. But not even 1% of the demographics within the Democratic Party. But this is what they'll fight for, because we are chumps. This is how deep the hatred goes. Us as a people, you out of your mind. You ever give a vote for these no good bastards? Let this party wither on the vine and die a good death. It's done.
Preventing transgender women from competing in female sports at schools across the country narrowly cleared the House of Representatives Tuesday. Just 2 Democrats joined with 216 Republicans in voting for the Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act, which states that schools receiving federal funds would violate the law if they, quote, permit a person whose sex is male to participate in an athletic program or activity that is designated for women or girls.
So this just real quick, this again took 2 Democrats. Do you know the majority of the country is for this bill?
Not only is the majority of the country in support of it, even in liberal states, even in New York, the majority of people are for this. This is a great example of where in order to have a politics from the left without an economics, they had to go to crazy town.
Yeah.
They had to go, especially once gay marriage passed, they had nowhere to go with these issues but crazy town. Because you had achieved a reasonable level of non-discriminatory policy. Now you have all these NGOs like GLAAD. How are they going to fundraise? They have to outrage people. How do you outrage people? Go after their kids. Go after their kids and cultivate increasingly arcane, bizarre ideas that are completely against community standards. So when the community reacts against it, you can say, you have to send us more money now to defend puberty blockers for 8-year-olds. And this is why I've been saying for as long as we've had a show. You want to build a left movement? Every time this shit comes up, you gotta scream, we're not with them. We're not come to the party with them. We don't believe in this. This is not.
This is spiritual wickedness. This is how bad things have become. This is spiritual bankruptcy as a country, as a world. All these debaucherous things that go on, this is spiritual warfare. This is wickedness. And we're not to accept spiritual wickedness and say, oh, if you don't do some kind of and the Democratic Party is completely wicked now. Because they're fighting crazy. They have no morality anymore. They have no even no center of what's right and wrong.
What the left is about. All 206 nay votes came from Democrats. Representative Don Davis voted present, while a pair of Texans, Henry Cuellar and Vicente Gonzalez, bucked party lines to back the bill. Common sense is back in charge, the bill's co-sponsor, Representative Greg Stube, declared on X ahead of its passage. With a soon-to-be Republican trifecta, my bill reflects a mandate from the American people. No men in women's sports. Manhattan Rep. Jerry Nadler and other Dems denounced the measure as a cruel attack on transgender children, with Nadler even suggesting that the measure could allow authorities to subject biological women to genital examination. We're going to see a montage of this. It's pretty nuts. The Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act, like other legislation the House has taken up early in the 119th Congress, was approved along party lines by the lower chamber in the 118th Congress, only to languish in the Democrat-controlled Senate.
I got your lower chamber right here.
Yeah. The GOP is hopeful that the measure will pass the Republican-controlled Senate and head to President-elect Donald Trump's desk after he takes office next week. However, the bill requires 60 votes to clear a filibuster. Senator Tommy Tuberville, a former college basketball, I don't know where they get these names from.
I got a tuber for you. Got a tuber right here.
With a name like Tuberville, he knows what a tuber is and he knows where it belongs and where it does not.
Mr. Hank said, what is a Tuberville?
In my town, if they said a Tuberville's coming for you, you buttoned up your pants real quick.
You got a Tuberville steak for me?
A former college football coach has introduced a Senate version of the Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act that is co-sponsored by almost 36 of his GOP colleagues. Tuesday's vote comes 5 days after a judge nixed the Biden administration's attempt to expand Title IX rules to include transgender and gay people to classes protected from sex discrimination in public education. President Biden's administration attempted to broaden the interpretation of sex to encompass gender identities, a move that conservative critics contended would have stymied efforts to safeguard women's sports and other all-female spaces. The Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act amends Title IX to ensure that, quote, sex shall be recognized based solely on a person's reproductive biology and genetics at birth. It further clarifies that sex will be recognized based solely on one's genetics at birth and reproductive biology. A key provision of the bill underscores that recipients of federal funds are allowed to have males train with women, provided that no female is deprived of a roster spot on a team or scholarship opportunities. It's funny how they're so obsessed with protecting the small minority of trans people. No interest in protecting women and girls at all. None. Are they? See, they're not cool anymore. They're not the cool protected class anymore. Roughly 3% of high school students in the U.S. classify themselves as transgender, which, from my knowledge of that, that's a huge jump from 0.06.
Huge jump. So a lot of that is social contagion.
Yes, which most people believe, which we'll see. Per data from the, or plurality, per data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Transgender rights have been a hot topic in the 2024 election cycle, with some Democrats identifying it as a factor in their lackluster showing. Right, you think? Representative Seth Moulton, for instance, caused a stir by suggesting that he didn't want his two daughters getting run over on a playing field by a male or formerly male athlete. Moulton voted against the bill Tuesday, telling Politico it was, quote, not the sort of balanced, fairness-oriented policy I've advocated for, and I won't vote yes on this bill just because it is the find out who comes up with these ideas, because I can tell you, this has been the party line.
You're not a child. You're a man. So stop wearing
commercials on. Look at the black guy.
Someone decided the best approach to turning years and years of law.
Come on.
They say it's about protecting girls, but
now we'll see. This is what the Democratic Party has dissolved into. Dissolved or evolved, dissolved really into this kind of lunacy. They've never fought on your behalf on the damn floor for nothing concerning anybody black. And you're the number one constituents. Now you're a chump if you vote for these people again. Without a new party to actually represent your beliefs, your wants, your desires, you can't go back to these bastards here. They jumped the shark. They completely jumped the shark. You know what I'm saying? They completely jumped the shark with this shit here. They're going all out to defend trans men being able to play basketball, soccer, volleyball with your daughter. You out of your fucking, and they're saying you're a pervert if you don't allow these men to be in the same dressing room as your daughter. Are you out of your fucking mind? And this demographic is little to none. And see how hard they fight it. You're the majority of the Democratic Party. They've never fought for you. So don't let any of these bootlicking, handkerchief-head, moronic Negroes gaslight you about ever letting the Democratic Party get your vote ever again. Listen to this crazy shit here.
for people listening at home, is it protecting girls to empower strangers to question your daughter about what's in their pants?
What?
No, it's disgusting. Is it?
We're going to question our daughter. We question if that's a man. We say that's a man. We don't want to look at his damn pants. We know that's a dude. We don't want the dude there with our daughters. See, this is the kind of wicked, evil, spiritual warfare we're dealing with. They've gone completely off the range. This is undefensible. What they're asking us to agree to is undefensible. It's indefensible. It's indefensible. You can't defend this lunacy.
Girls in danger of sexual...
Now, I gotta say, for the most part, the way this would probably be enforced, I would imagine would be with birth certificates. Like, I don't see why you would really need to go beyond that, and if you did have an extreme case where you had some credible reason to believe there was a fake birth certificates, then you would go to a blood test. Like, in what world would you ever get to what they're describing?
And if all else fails and you have to do a genital inspection, you call in Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth.
Abuse. And I hear my colleagues say, no, this wouldn't require genital exams.
And girls to invasive, humiliating medical examinations and physical inspections.
Look at it. These are not girls, these are dudes. What are you talking about? We're not forcing the women to do nothing. What are you talking about?
All from the same choir.
Mental and sexual safety of all girls in this country as young as kindergarten.
Little girls would be forced to have their, quote, biological sex verified through humiliating physical examinations of their genitals by strangers.
See, copy and paste, saying the same thing. Don't know them got an inch of brain in there, but this is what they're fighting for. You've never heard them fight for anything benefiting you ever. So why would you have loyalty to anybody in this goofy ass, ridiculous ass, nonsensical party? Why? Why would you?
And subjecting our...
When these people are not even 1% of their constituency, and this is what they're going to die, this is what they're going to argue about. They're not going to give me no black hate crime bill. Oh no, heaven forbid that, something that's really needed. A black hate crime. They're never going to go on the floor. You've never seen go on the floor and ever debate that. But they're going to debate whether a trans man can go and play sports with women. This spiritual wickedness.
Children to potentially dangerous situations
Wow.
in their schools.
Wow.
And we won't stand for it.
You guys are all just completely coordinated around this one insane talking
ask your
point.
daughter to inspect what's in her pants while you're not around. No, that is pedophilia. It is predatory behavior.
Or to invasive and degrading, humiliating physical examinations of children.
It requires her to answer an adult's humiliating question.
Oh my
It will
God.
accelerate our national crisis of sexual assault on young women and girls.
Yeah, so they decided the jujitsu move was the people who want your daughter to share a locker room with men. They're the perverts, not you, not you. So showing how the Democrats really have their finger on the pulse, and they're really persuading people with this kind of rhetoric. They actually lost ground in public opinion between 2021 and 2023. This is Gallup. In May 2021, they never had most people buying into this shit. 62% thought people should only play on teams that match their birth gender, meaning their birth sex. By 2023, that had grown to 69%. So this is what this kind of lunatic ranting has done for the numbers. This is more recent. This is June 2024. 66.
Let me wrap this up, guys. To do more spiritual teaching, I'm going to go deeper. I'm going to get all my information back, and I haven't did this kind of teaching in a long time. I'm rusty. But God, it takes a lot me to put this all together. So, wrap this up. Try to come back on tomorrow, do 2 shows, one in the afternoon and one at night. Try to finish this up in the afternoon and do another one at night. So, wrap this up, family. Much love. Get on out of here. Woo! We out. Much love to the family. Black, hot, right. We gonna close this thing out. Twitter about to get banned. You already banned me for a week. You won't be back. Twitter's so good. I don't give a fuck if you ban me or not. It's absolutely crazy. We out, family. Peace. Black. Hot. Fire. Woo! Much love, fam. Everybody hit that like button on the way out. Wherever you're watching this from, you're on BitChute. You know, spare the racism, guys. It's gonna be alright. If you're on Rumble, smash that like button, BitChute. Never get thumbs down. You do what you do. You got that castle vibe by Neil Clan. You can't deal with the truth. Black, hot, fire. You can't handle the truth. Woo! We out. We out. Black, hot, fire. Woo! Everybody have a good night. Black, hot, fire. Woo! Come on, come on. Black, hot, fire. Woo! Black, hot, fire. We out. What's up, family? We out. We out. Black, hot, fire. Everybody have a beautiful night. Good night all. See you tomorrow. Woo! Same black channel, same black time. Black, hot, fire. Black, hot, fire. Woo! Black, hot, fire. All right, much love, family. Have a good night. I see everybody here back here tomorrow. Same black time, same black channel. Peace. We gone.